short form video, TikToks, and everybody's obsessed with all this junk food type marketing, meaning that it feels good for the moment, it tastes great in the moment, but it leaves you hungry for actual results. There's a huge difference between getting seen and getting hired for your work, whether you're trying to show somebody how your golf cart performs or how well your oil viscosity is. In 2025, it doesn't matter. Everybody likes my video. But actually, activity isn't an accomplishment. So what's going wrong? Why isn't all this attention turning into revenue? You can't build real trust in tiny doses. Plus, let's talk about mindset. When people are scrolling through Reels and TikTok, they're there to get entertained. They're not in the buy me mode. Can I let you in on a little secret? While the obsess of most people is with TikToks and shorts and reels, the smartest businesses I know are actually doing something completely different. And what's cool about that is they're bringing in more clients with way less effort. Meanwhile, short form video, TikToks, and everybody's obsessed with all this junk food type marketing, meaning that it feels good for the moment, it tastes great in the moment, but it leaves you hungry for actual results. Now, after working with hundreds of service businesses, I can tell you with certainty that the true solve for all of this and the road to real solving problems is not paved in 60-second little TikTok commercials. It doesn't work that way. It's something completely different entirely. So today I'm breaking down the hard truth about the short form content psychology trap that nobody's talking about, and that actually the things that are working for businesses right now are something completely different. So let's go back a minute. Let's go back about 5 years. See, this all started, and I can remember this, right during the lockdown era. Remember that in COVID? We're all stuck at home, glued to our phones when TikTok actually blew up. It was the first time I actually even used it. It was kind of a gold rush. Everybody jumped in. Creators, brands, cousin, your dog, your cat. Yes, everybody was on TikTok. And the early numbers were nuts. People were going really viral from their bedrooms because the brands were stacking millions of views just from having people who had influence. It felt like some people cracked the code. Like even the people who we wouldn't watch, actually, we wanted to watch because there was nothing else to do. So what happened? Every other platform copied that formula because it worked. And because every guru certainly had this whole thing of this script to say, hey, let's go post 1 million shorts. Let's get on Reels. TikTok is king, blah, blah, blah. And honestly, they weren't wrong back then. But what about now? Where's your attention? Where are you in 2025? The data is telling a really new story. And I think this is what's really cool. All those views, well, most of them, aren't turning into paying clients. Now, I've been stacking thousands of posts over the last couple of months and watching what people are buying. I'm talking to businesses, to coaches, designers, coaches, service people who are in multiple service industries, doctors, dentists, lawyers, Indian chiefs, all of them. I speak with all these people. And I'll tell you the truth. Hundreds of thousands of you on their videos can't get a sale. Here's the real kicker. There's a huge difference between getting seen and getting hired for your work, whether you're trying to show somebody how your golf cart performs or how well your oil viscosity is. In 2025, it doesn't matter. Your marketing doesn't account for what's really happening, and you're going to just spin your wheels. I'm not saying short form doesn't work because there is a way to do it. It's not worthless. It has its moments, for sure. It grabs quick attention. It works across all the platform. And yeah, it's easy to make. Believe me, I make a lot. But here's the problem. Take any marketing pro, or bro as they say today, who knows their stuff, and they'll tell you this. You need to post every day to stay relevant. Not just once, not just twice, 3, 4 times a day. Post, 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 post. And let that sink in. Could you actually do that? Could you do like 28 videos a week or 120 a month? Now, I've done 1,000 a month. But for what? Maybe a few leads? That's what I figured out myself. If you're running a business, servicing clients and managing operations and doing things that you normally do in your business, let's say you own a garage door opening company and all you do is you make content and you basically say, I'm going to make content, and that content treadmill will send you straight into burnout. Even if you manage to keep up, you're still stuck in a hamster wheel. Now, cranking out these videos and watching the likes roll in, that might be very productive, right? Like. Everybody likes my video. But actually, activity isn't an accomplishment. So what's going wrong? Why isn't all this attention turning into revenue? Aha! Let me tell you about the 7-11 rule. And it's something that most people don't even understand, which is that you need about 7 hours of exposure to 11 different interactions before people even trust you. Now, this is a common rule in marketing. I didn't make this up. It is literally, you can read about this when you look at like data that comes from Google. So if you're building 45-second TikToks, that's like, I don't know, 700, 800 clips. So are you going to get there? No. So what you have to think about is the ability to think through the algorithm, right? So even if they saw like 40 of your short clips, it's still not enough time to get to know you. You can't build real trust in tiny doses. Plus, let's talk about mindset. When people are scrolling through Reels and TikTok, and they're there to get entertained, they're not in the buy me mode. So they're not going to solve a problem right then. Now, there's a 1% chance they could happen to click through because they're interested in something that you've done. But the proof is that most people, and I've seen this over and over and over, have got to come to grips with the format that is really long form content. And even if you do, and I work with a particular client that I've worked with who gets thousands and thousands and thousands of views per short form content. And he doesn't make sales from that because they don't trust him there. He's actually, sometimes his posts go viral to hundreds of thousands and he makes very limited leads. Why? Because that's not how people buy. See, if you're stuck in chasing trends and then clipping content and watching stats and posting again before the next one goes up, it's all exhausting and it never ends. So you don't become a service provider, you're a content hamster wheel, right? You just go content. I've watched too many smart business owners burn out trying to do this. One of the things I've also managed to do is see people do things that are successful. So there's a big difference between being successful every day and being actually useless. Because if you spend time on the stuff that's the small stuff, that is the problem. When you spend time on the good stuff, the stuff that actually makes people want to watch you, when you're useful, when your clients are looking for what they're looking actually to solve in your business, that's when things start to happen. So this is what all the smart businesses are doing instead. Here's the answer. Long form video, as I mentioned. I know what you're thinking. Isn't that more work? Well, maybe. One 10-minute talking head video like you're watching right now each week takes less time and planning than filming 20 different shorts, right? Or 20 different little short videos that you have to edit anyways. And it all performs better. And you can always take that long form video and redistribute it. Now, here's why. Spending 10 minutes with someone builds trust. People start to feel like they know you, like you're me and you. Hey, we're talking right now. They see your face. They understand your approach. They compare that to watching 30-second clips of you. There's no contest. Believe me, I've done this. I've done thousands and thousands of small, short posts with little benefit. I still do them because there is some limited benefit, and we're going to talk about that. But the bigger benefit is actually looking at search. And I'm going to explain this to you. Short form is for scrolling, meaning eating. Long form is for digesting, searching. People go to YouTube looking for answers. They're actively trying to solve a problem. These are buyers. These are people who are looking for you. And YouTube doesn't care how big your channel is. So don't worry if you have no viewers or no subscriptions. In fact, I'm proving a point by building a YouTube channel from zero. And I'm going to get it to 1,000 subscribers very quickly. Why? Because I'm going to be providing something of value, just like you're watching today, to explain how to solve problems. like what you have right now, right? Which is how to get more people to buy stuff in your service, brand, service, company, or product. Now, they've updated the YouTube algorithm to show smaller creators right next to the big ones. Why? Because your content actually matches for what someone's looking for, right? It's not about who you are, it's about what you're delivering. Now, think about this. What makes it even easier is you don't need to necessarily chase trends. Now, shorts, meaning that short videos under a minute, are all about what's hot today, transitioning and timing and so forth about what you're trying to capture. But then it fizzles. With no long form, you have a challenge. But if you do long form, you make evergreen content, the stuff that helps the audience grow long term. So my best performing videos, if you looked at them, I filmed are many years ago. They're still bringing in people who want to know about me, right? They're videos that people like because it solves a problem, whether it was trying to explain how to do pay-per-click in 2021 or if it was talking about SEO in 2019. They're still valuable. Each one's like a little digital soldier selling every day for me, right? So should you ditch these shorts completely? No. I'm telling you, I know what the blend is. Used right, they are a great support tool. Here's what I'm saying. If you start with doing shorts, it actually helps you kind of get used to doing long video, right? So if you do a minute, you can do 2 minutes. If you do 2 minutes, you can do 10 minutes. I have worked with so many clients now over the last couple of months to get them to get started to record just because they can do something. Can you do 2 minutes? Yes. Okay. Start talking. Then we stitch 2 or 3 together. Then we stitch 5 together. Then they're used to doing longer videos. So my clients, just like you, can get up and start doing this stuff. And again, there's all these long form content splitters like Opus and AI tools that can take the content and clip it up into short clips. That's what we do. We take some of my best stuff and put it up as clips. So you don't necessarily need to think about even doing shorts. You can actually split your shorts out from your long form. So you can do it without doubling your workload. So here's the key. Don't let the shorts lead your strategy. Use them for support to your long form because you can always link to these long form videos with the shorts. That's where the real relationships start to form. If you want to know exactly what to say in your long form videos, what keeps people watching and kind of like binging on you, well, let's go to this other video right here where I'm going to talk about the framework based on YouTube's own data and the things that we see every day that turns viewers into paying clients. Let's go.